I'm gonna show you guys my worst trading day ever. So this was back in October of 2024, and before that I was having a really good year. Multiple 5-figure months for my first time, and it was all going great. July, August, the market was going up. Every stock was just ripping, going up, and I remember you could basically pick any stock and it would just go up that day. And even sometimes I would be wrong and I would hold past my stop a little too far and it would come back, and it was great. I was making a bunch of money, and then I realized that became a huge problem going on, and we'll talk about that later. I basically built bad habits and rooted them in my brain, and it took a while to get over, but now we're finally over it. So here I am about to talk to you guys and walk you through my worst trade ever. Actually, it was multiple trades. I lost a grand total of about $23,000 that day. Alright, so I'm gonna walk you guys through on my laptop. I have a couple of screen recordings here. Alright, so I just started the screen recording, and as you could see, it's 9:27 a.m. before market open and before went south. And you could see at the time I was keeping about 50,000 in my account. This trade, I was looking at Tesla. I was looking at that flat bottom pre-market, but it did already break right before market open. I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward a little bit. So I actually ended up taking the video because it had a flat top and it was looking strong that day, especially against the market. As you can see, I believe the market was going down here. We took it early, right off open. I usually do take my trades off open, but now I learned to be a little more patient. Don't take it like the first second off of open. So you can see I'm down about 10% here. My position was about $6,000. So I'm down about 900 here, about 15%. And I was looking for the break of 135. As you can see, we start rejecting here. 20%. This should be about my maximum stop loss here. Usually I like to keep it a lot less, even about 10%. Down 30%, about to hit low a day. This is where you need to be out of the trade. This was also on a Friday, and I was playing 0DTE, so it was a lot more volatile. As you can see, I'm down almost 40% here, almost 2,000. Just like that, a couple minutes later, and it's gone. You can see here I was probably hoping that it would come back, maybe bounce at low a day. I'll skip ahead a little bit. You can see we didn't. So as I'm still in NVIDIA, I'm over here looking at Tesla, which is something I don't do anymore, multiple trades at the same time. I like this flat bottom low here at about 215 on Tesla. I entered with about 9,500, got to make that loss back from earlier. We got the break right away. You can see I was up 1,200, 13%, which is a good move. I could have sold off that. I mean, that's decent. I would have looked for a little more if I was risking more, especially on a Friday. You can see NVIDIA bounces there. I'm assuming the market bounced there too. So as you can see, Tesla bounced at 215. Didn't have the momentum to do it. I'm break even here. Should have been out. On the plus side, NVIDIA is coming back. So we'll see what happens here. Stay tuned. Fast forward a little bit and you can see like I just held Tesla like down almost 60% a few minutes later, which is $5,000. Absolutely just NVIDIA failing again to get to high a day. Like at this point, you see Tesla doing this, and like this is not bearish anymore. Like the buyers have stepped in. You gotta be out. I'm down a total of almost $8,000 on the day. And what do? I enter Tesla calls while I'm still in Tesla puts.
Bruh.
I actually can't believe what I'm watching. I haven't watched this in a little bit. I probably figured the puts were basically worthless at that point, so I might as well make something on the calls. Just pure chasing and revenge trading. Two things that I basically eliminated now. Alright, so I was thinking in my head, and you might be watching this and like going like, this guy is actually like a terrible trader. And after watching myself trade, like this is actually crazy. I don't know how I'm still here to this day. This is like everything you're not supposed to do. Skip ahead a little bit. We're still down about 7K with some of the positions moving around. You can see I'm down almost 80% on the Tesla put. The other two trades just came green after being down big red. Should have been stopped out. All right, so at this point I closed my Tesla put for an $8,000 loss. I closed the NVIDIA call for a loss. Still in the Tesla put, or I'm sorry, NVIDIA put. Even though this is something like I would never trade, I'm a breakout trader. I'm over here playing a rejection at high a day. Like, what am I doing? It's just pure revenge trading and trying to make it back. I'm gonna skip ahead here a little bit. I ended up selling my Tesla call right here for about minus 1,500. You can see I added to it. I'm at $15,000 cost basis. I'm only down about 5% here, but I know I sell around 15%. So there you can see I'm closed out of the Tesla call for minus 2,300. I'm closed out of the Tesla put for 7,700. Closed out a Nvidia call for minus 330. Currently down 4K on Tesla put, and I'm break even on this new Nvidia put, which I shouldn't have even took from the beginning. And I'm down about $16,000, $17,000 here. And it's only about 10:30 a.m. So what a great way to start the day. Looks like we took another Tesla put here. So we actually have a 220 put, a Nvidia 136 put, and a Meta 585 put, which is on the left side of the screen here. We're looking for that low a day here. I'm gonna skip ahead and just show you what happens to the P&L. All right, we're at 10K. We are now down 20% on Meta. And that's where this screen recording ends off, down about $15,000 at 11:30 a.m. As you can see, I took about 6 positions that day, pretty much all red. Some may have been green, some were mostly, probably all of them should have been cut earlier. All right, so I don't think I screen recorded all day because I was just really over it. I probably closed it out, and I think I ended up leaving that Tesla put open. At this point, I think I stopped screen recording for the day and probably stepped away for at least a little bit. Although you can see I did take another trade. The only one that I'm actually in is a Tesla put, and it's somewhat green here. You can see my cost basis is $22,000. If there's one thing you notice in this video is that each trade or each losing trade, I increase my size because, you know, I was trying to make it back. You can see that there's one trade that was green for about 2,200. It was a Nvidia put, and the rest were red. And you can see I actually, after taking that first $7,700 loss, there was that $2,300 loss. You can see there's now a minus $5,900 loss and a minus $10,000 loss on Meta puts. It's about 3:30. This is all EST. You can see my account is at $28,000, almost half of what I began the day at. If there's anything to take away from this video, especially me just watching it for the first time after a long time, is that honestly, I don't know how I'm still here. I really don't know how I'm still here after trading like this. And honestly, when this happened, I thought I got lucky before that and, you know, made some money, and then I lost it. But what happened was, you know, I took this loss, and, you know, the following week or a couple weeks, it was hard. It was a struggle. I remember I had some big green profit days, and I just didn't take the profit, and each time I ended the day red just because I wanted to make it all back in one trade, and that was the worst thing that I could have done. And it was a long, slow journey after that. I had to unlearn a lot of things to learn new things and build good habits. I don't really over trade or revenge trade these days, because once you trade for a while, you realize that your strategy is your highest probable way of extracting money from the market. So I don't get tempted by taking mediocre setups because, you know, I want to make money. I don't want to lose it. So I stick to my good setups and what I know works. And you just slowly become more confident, and, you know, you learn to trust the stop loss. I remember for a long time I was trying to figure out like the perfect stop loss, and, you know, I would do like a static number, you know, 10%, 20% on options, and that's not always the best case. Like, a lot of the times you want to use market structure or certain levels, and trading is, you know, it's never black and white. So you can't just have a exact stop, because, you know, sometimes you got to give the trade a little more room, and you might have to size down for that, or, you know, you just account for that in your trading and your journaling. Speaking of journaling, I did a lot of that, a lot of back testing, a lot of data. Just a lot of overall data has to be collected. You have to know what works, what doesn't work. Like I said before that, you know, I was making a lot of money, and a lot of my trades were good, like there weren't problems, but there were a few trades that I know that went red a little too far, you know, maybe 30-40%, and came back green, and they were overall, you know, I might have made a few thousand on them. And that was really my downfall for a long time, because, you know, it works until it doesn't work. And this day I fucked around and found out, and it did not work. It just never came back. And that was also a big thing. We could talk about that in a separate video, is 0 DTEs on options. Lots of risk. Let's just keep it at that. So yeah, ended my day at about $23,000. After that, I haven't had a loss nearly that big. We have stops in place, we have rules, we have strategies, and maybe in a different video we'll talk about those things. So if you haven't, like, comment, and subscribe, and more high quality content coming your way. Peace.